Welcome to my channel, Collective. This portion of the channel is called From Within, Divine Feminine. Here I will be diving deep into the depths of spirituality, what it means, who we are, our practices, and so on. There's so much information and downloads that I receive on a daily basis. I've been trying to figure out how to properly deliver the information without causing any further harm to myself or humanity. I have reached a level of ascension now where I am ready to speak in the 3D realm, that is. If you know, then you know. I only ask that you be patient with me, for this is a lot of information to intake, but also a lot of information to put out. With that being said, let's dive in. What's up, family? So welcome back to From Within Divine Feminine. Today the topic is Incarnation versus Reincarnation. This is also a very touchy subject, so I'm going to try my best not to. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, so I'll try to stay inside of the lines as much as I can with the download that I received on this specific topic. So let's talk about it. To incarnate and to reincarnate is two different types of energy, right? So incarnation, it is a natural form. It's something that naturally happens to the soul. Once a person dies physically, or once their physical body, it's no longer holds any life inside of it. It is released from the vessel. Once it is released from the vessel, before it is released from the vessel, the heart is weighed. If your soul was aligned with your purpose and your heart would be considered as light as a feather, and the only person who can weigh this is Father God and Mother Earth. Father Sky and Mother Earth. Those two come together and they form some type of an energetic weight. And once your soul, your heart is placed on this weight, in your soul, the life that your soul has lived in this lifetime, it is reviewed. If you are considered at least trying to live the right, path, or walk in your purpose, or to do some type of good for humanity, you will then be granted another lifetime, which means you will reincarnate here on earth in order to, continue to evolve spiritually, to continue to learn in the human and experience the human experience. Now, this is something that naturally happens. It's naturally supposed to happen to every single soul at one point. And so, this would naturally happen. So over time, there are certain beings who felt as if they might not have completed they may not have. What did that lady say? I watched a video a couple of years ago when I started to become aware. I ran across this video about chips, about being chipped, right? And this lady, it was like 3 or 4 ladies discussing it, and they were discussing if they would, because they knew it was coming. They had shown a whole little process about, everything about it and how it would work and this and that and this. And so the ladies were talking about it. Well, okay, some of them agreed with it and some of them did not. And something that one of the ladies said was, well, what if you did not feel like you fulfilled yourself this lifetime? Or maybe you may not have completely brought about generational wealth for your kids. That's why she would want to do it. Now, when it comes down to this is how it works. So the soul is put inside of some type of a chip. And then the chip, it is either put inside of a robot, we're just gonna say robot. It looks human like, but it's not. It's a robot, but it moves and it acts like a human. Now it can either be done that way, or it can be taken and put into another human who agrees to it. It can be put inside of their brain, and their soul would be eliminated or deleted, or their memories, and then the person inside of the chip would then download inside of that brain, and then they would then be living inside of that vessel. It could either be done that way, or it could be done from birth. It can be at birth, and then over time, it works like that. Now that is a way that has been done. Okay, I'm not gonna get deep into that. I'm gonna try to stay on track. Okay, so back to the video. So the ladies, they were speaking about that. So this is why, and they spoke on it. They were like, this is why it has been done in the past, because people may have felt like, people from billions, like we have people who walk this earth. Well, I'm not saying that they have now, because it's no longer a possible thing now with the evolution of Christ consciousness, for one, and with the evolution, the evolution of the vibration of earth. So these things are no longer going to be able to survive here on this planet. Now, what I was going to say was, there were a lot of beings here that were maybe 400, 300, 500 years old. And that was mainly because of this process, the reincarnation process. Now, again, this can either be done with a chip, or it can be done with some sort of a portal. There was this portal in the sky, some sort of a black hole, that was put there long time ago with technology. And so this black hole, it made it so that souls could be recycled. So it was like, even beings that were not righteous, or that were not in their purpose, or if their heart was weighed and it was not as light as a feather, they still were forced to reincarnate. So they were forced to continue to live out a cycle, which caused karma. So when they reincarnate back into this physical realm, because of their hearts being so heavy from the past life, and a lot of our memories and things, they come with us. Even if you don't remember them as a child, as you get older, you come into the remembrance of certain things. And so if your heart is weighed and you are forced to reincarnate, now you have to live with all this bad karma and all of these bad incidents and things coming back onto you, because you're technically not supposed to be here. And so if you're not supposed to be here and you're forced to be here, so that this is how a lot of things this is why a lot of people carry so much hurt and so much pain and so much, because they were being forced to come back into the physical realm when they were not supposed to. Not to say that their energy would not be welcome back here, because energy doesn't die, but it doesn't mean that they would have been welcomed back into the physical realm. And so there is somewhere called nowhere. It is a space and time, a time and space, however you want to say it. But it is this place where it is complete darkness. This place, it is secluded from a lot of the different universes. It is a universe in itself, but it is a place of darkness. In this place, you can't use your gifts. You can't use, like, you have to sit with yourself. You have to sit with, it's like being in timeout. It's like some type of a timeout. It's called nowhere. It is a place of darkness. And this is where people are sent. If their heart is too heavy, they're sent there to sit with to sit with the things that they may have done. You can, a lot of people, like, I don't know if you would consider it hell or not, but I don't really know. I just know it's called nowhere, and I know that it is a dark space. I know that you're not able to project from this place. Like, if you watch any of my previous recordings, you would know that there is the spiritual realm, there is the in-between realm, which is the physical realm, you know, where our bodies are, the matrix, and then there is the underworld, which is the world beneath us. Now, all of these different worlds, they're able to project, they're able to use their gifts simultaneously within the three worlds, because the three worlds, they exist together. It's no type of separation. It's they coexist together. And so this is possible here. You're granted that type of an access here, but before your soul is released from your vessel, your heart is weighed, and if your heart is too heavy, your soul, it is sent to nowhere, so that it can so that it can go through the different cycles that you went to in that lifetime, and so that you can you know and then eventually, if you know, because God is infinite, God is unseen, God is everywhere. And so if you sit with yourself and you're speaking to God and yourself, and you feel as though you have learned your lesson, or you may be ready to come back and experience it, and you may have let go of all of that pain, and you're ready to come back and try again, you will then be released back into, you know, the universe, the galaxies, to go. Who knows where you'll land? Shit, you might land in a whole different another galaxy. Who knows? But you will then be released. But okay, so let's talk about. We're just gonna talk about the black hole a little bit, because it's a little bit touchy, and then, you know, people, I really don't give a shit if anybody comes in the comment section and thinks I'm kind of cuckoo, because I really don't care. My experience is my experience, and what I experience, nobody can tell me that it's not real, because I know it is. And so if you watch my previous videos, most likely the first two or three videos, I dove deep into a lot of things that were unseen, like a lot of my spiritual experiences. So the black hole, there was this, before I got into that major car accident in 2021, there was this black hole in the sky. And so I really don't want to get into this again. Anyways, I was told to put the hole in the sun, to put the sun in the hole, and so I did. Once I did that, it closed up some type of it's like a portal. It was something that was pulling us closer. It was pulling the earth. It was pulling the universe into it. Like, it was pulling everything inside of it like a vortex. It was like it was swallowing up the universes, you know, and everything. And in the midst of it doing that, see, whoever created this black hole, they did not know that was going to happen. They were only under the assumption that they would be able to reincarnate souls, that they would be able to keep souls trapped here. And so that was the goal. But in the midst of doing that, they didn't really realize that they were about to end humanity for not even only humanity, but the whole everything. They were about to fuck up everything, because this whole, it's recycling, but it's also pulling everything towards it, like pulling everything into it. And like over time, when I was like maybe, okay, so this is when I was going to school for my GD, and I was doing construction. So I was catching the city bus. I maybe was like 18. I had just turned 18, and as I was catching the bus, I this is around the time I had become like very infatuated with the sky. It was something about the sky that just kept pulling it just kept my attention a lot. Like the clouds, the sun, the moon, everything in the sky. I just used to watch it all the time, and over time, as I was looking at it, I gradually started to see that the clouds were getting closer and closer to the earth. It's like one morning I was sitting at the bus stop getting ready to go to work, and I was looking at the cloud, and it was as if I could reach up, and it was so close. It's like if I stood on the top of my house, I could grab this cloud and put my hand in it. That's how close it actually looked to us. And so that's when I really started to notice that something about the sky, about the earth was changing. And this is like 2010, this was a long time ago. 18 years. So whatever this vortex was, whatever this hole was, it was sucking everything into it. And so I was guided to close this hole. Now, whatever this hole was, I put the sun inside of the hole, which stopped a lot of things. It not only stopped the reincarnation cycle, but it also stopped the world from coming to an end. It now everything has been it reversed everything to its natural form. And the natural form, it is now now that the earth is moving in its right rotation, now that time is moving in its right rotation, it kind of goes with what Terrence Howard was speaking about how the earth, it moves away from the sun, the way it is, that's just the way it is. It moves, it's even all planets, I think he was saying something like that. Don't quote me. If you haven't seen the video, watch it. You might not understand it, but it's informative. So see, this part of the story he didn't know though. Like, it's everybody's story is a piece to the puzzle. Everybody's experience is a piece to the puzzle. It's a big ass puzzle that we are living in. It's like a mosaic. It's like a big ass puzzle that fits together. So so I kind of pushed everything. When I closed the portal, the vortex, I turned everything the right way. And so now the earth is moving in its right way, and the reincarnation cycle, everything is now being caught up, which is why all of these natural disasters are happening, such, because everything has to catch up to where it was supposed to be. Mind you, these things, they were created thousands and hundreds of years ago, and so thousands and hundreds were behind, and it has to catch up. And there is a need for speed because there's so much knowledge, there's so much power, there's so many things that we were supposed to attain in those hundreds and thousands of years that would have helped us in evolution, that would have helped us to understand the laws of the universe and the laws of soul inside of human vessel, the things that the scientists work on. They're not the only ones who have this knowledge. We are supposed to have this knowledge naturally. And if things weren't tampered with along the way, we would all have this knowledge because it is being given to us from the divine, from God, from the voice of God. Like this portal that I closed, it was like a shield. Also, it was a shield around the earth, and it was stopping God from communicating with us properly. And so now that shield is removed, a lot of people are now starting to hear the voice of God. They're now starting to hear their higher selves. They're now starting to connect with the divine. They're starting to receive the signs and the synchronicities that they were supposed to be receiving hundreds and thousands of years. And some people may not be able to withstand all of this shit because it's coming in so fast. It's coming in hot, and it's coming in to the point where some people, especially people in lower vibrations, people who are using drugs or mind altering substances, these mind altering substances, they're only going to make you go insane, because it's time for you to receive. You're going to receive. I don't give a fuck if you want to or if you don't want to. It is inevitable. You have to receive this information. It's a part of who you are. We're connected to God. We are connected to the divine. We are connected to all things and all beings everywhere. And so when this information starts to flood in, it's like these mind altering substances can be a real pain in the ass, and it's no longer, it's a death sentence. This is why I chose to clear my mind and to steer away from any mind altering substances, because that shit will drive you crazy, because it's so much information. It's the unknown is there. There are things beyond this world that are there, that exist, that now it's starting to show itself, because there's no more illusion, there's no more veil. So now that these things are now becoming more visible to not only the physical eyes, to not only the third eye, but to the physical eyes as well. Now that these things are becoming more visible, it's like, okay, so what are you going to do? You have to have a clear mind. You might want to start to align yourself with the gods, with Mother Earth and Father Sky, because the process, the transformation, it will be easier. It will be lighter for you. If you have a clear mind, the more resistant that you are, the harder it is going to be for you to accept it, for you to accept the real reality of what is real and what is not. The more resistant you are, the harder it is going to be for you to break out of the illusion. And then it's not like it's going to happen. It is going to happen. It is inevitable, and it's going to happen to everyone. I don't know. You can sit around and act as if you're blind or you can't see. That doesn't mean that shit is not going to hit you. The more you act as if you can't see, the more you act as if you don't want to know, the more it's going to be pushed on you and forced on you. It's like a knock at the door. It's like a ring at the phone. It's like, are you going to answer the call? And please answer the call, because when you leave that vessel and your heart is weighed and your soul is reviewed, you got to think, do you want to go in timeout? Do you want to go in timeout? And some people may never be released from timeout. You never know. It all depends on how much shit you have accumulated over your soul, over your heart, over your being. Like, you may not never be released from timeout, from nowhere. You may be there for eternity. Who knows? But all I'm saying is, it's time to align. It's time to align. Find your purpose. Find something that you can push out into the world that is going to help you. Even it can be the small little things, like changing how you speak to people, having respect for someone. That shit is projection. If you're projecting good energy, you're going to get good energy back. It's respect, it's integrity, it's loyalty, it's love. I'm not saying everybody has a really big purpose, because not everyone does. Some people's purpose are so small to the point where all they have to do is they may have someone in their family that need as a young child who doesn't have anyone, who needs guidance. That might be your purpose. Or someone who needs to be loved properly. That is your purpose. Everybody's purpose is different. If you find something that you love to do, that you're good at, even if it's loving someone wholeheartedly, even if you don't, all your purpose is to do is to raise kids and to love your husband or your wife properly, to be respectful, to be loyal. If that makes you feel good and you're passionate about that, then walk in that wholeheartedly. Walk in that respectfully. Walk in that with your head held high, your chest poked out, and your feet grounded. This is what it's about. I'm not saying you have to go out there and try to find a purpose. No. No, the purpose is within you. Everything is within you. You will know if you're walking in your purpose or not by how you feel. Everybody needs to learn how to sit with their feelings. Sit with your feelings. Acknowledge your feelings. Allow your emotions and allow your feelings to guide you. Don't let them control you, but allow them to guide you. This is the message. This is the message. Passion, love, whatever it is that you're passionate about and that you love to do, do it. But do it in a good spirit. Do it with a good heart. Do it with a clear mind. And I guarantee you, you will be granted all of your wishes, because God is granting wishes right now. God is opening doors for fulfillment. God is opening doors for stability, emotional stability, mental stability, spiritual stability. All of these doors are being opened for you. But do you want them? And if you want them, then you have to seek them. Knock, answer the phone, answer the call, knock on the door so the door can be opened. Take steps towards elevating, towards evolving, healthier habits, healthier choices, healthier people, healthier circles, healthier hobbies, all of these things. Once you find healthier ways to express yourself or to enjoy yourself, you will then unlock unlimited potential. So this is the message. Incarnation versus reincarnation. So basically, there is no more reincarnation, because that low vibrational energy is not allowed to be here. You're no longer allowed to cheat death. You're no longer allowed to cheat God. If your vessel is not aligned, like in a healthy type of way, you will get there are diseases. There are things out here that you can catch, and it's not that you're being poisoned, and that you will not align. Just because something is out there doesn't mean that you have to indulge in it. Like all of this unhealthy, like eating and all these different things, and even not so much, even if you do choose to enjoy the human experience, the thing about the human body is it heals itself. If you are truly aligned in your heart space, if your heart is truly, truly open and you are projecting love, your heart will heal you. Your vessel, it will heal you. And so you may be able to get away with living in a human experience, eating things that may not be so healthy, even though you shouldn't overindulge, because that's not going to help the situation. But if you do choose to, sweets, candy, burgers, like all of these different things, you have been granted access to do these things if you are aligned, because your body, it will naturally heal itself from the toxins and from all of the different things. This is why a lot of us are able to actually survive with so much technology in the world. Honestly, the radiation and the vibrations that comes from technology, it's not supposed to be survivable in this realm here. It's just not. But because of the evolution, and because there are so many beings here that have chosen to evolve, or that has chosen to align with the highest frequency, this has allowed us to survive. This has allowed us to survive. Like all of our energy, it runs together. It runs off of one another. So the more of us that evolve, we make it easier for the ones who are not ready. It gives them more time, because our energy, it's keeping everything going in the right rotation, or in the right wavelength, shall I say. So and the higher the vibration, the higher the shield of protection is, So if we all start to align one by one, bit by bit, energy by energy, God by God, then we will all we're protecting each other. We're protecting each other from the outside forces that work up against our God. So that is it, and that is all. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit of heartburn. I just ate some hot Cheetos, so I guess I'll come back and I'll touch bases on this maybe in another topic or something. But I do want to thank you all for tuning in to From Within Divine Feminine. If you found that any of this message inspired you, or if you resonate with any of it, please hit the like button on your way out. Drop a comment down below. Let me know where you're at on your spiritual journey. Also subscribe for future messages, because it gets juicy over here. I don't have any services on this channel. Don't forget to check out my website, make some purchases. I have some amazing new designs that I will be dropping on my clothing line within the next couple of months, or the next year or so. So don't forget to just frequently stop by there, see if you have any, if you like anything. Thank you all for listening. I'm sending you all peace, love, light, understanding, wisdom, and knowledge. Peace.